There's a lot of messages in this one, but I don't know if let's see. They were showing an example. It was somebody who got really big for him, right? It's all relative. And then crashed because of his ego, because that's what happens always. And it's like our ego gets in our way and destroys us. And so it's like you can try to fake it, which he did, many do, and it's like play nice or whatever, but you look like a bigger fool. But it's like then you smash and you realize all that, and then it's like you either start to learn the lessons and let go of the past, or you cling on to it, never learn the lessons, and then it's just a sad story, right? Because it's like they can't let go, like the ego can't let go of that old identity. It's dead. It's no longer who you are, but they're clinging to it, right? It's like the idea of like, well, it's like you hear stories of when people, like they peaked in high school. Well, I was the high school star. It's like, all right, but you're 60 now, right? Like you got to let that shit go. Have you not allowed yourself to bloom into something new? Or is that was it? That was it. That was the goal. You reached it and life has been dead since. It's like they can't let go of that identity. And so their ego is desperately clinging to the past. That was a place, and they, and so then they were also showing, because this went on, and we were kind of cracking up about it because we were talking about who's the real psychopaths, right? And then because the reason it was funny, it was like all these people had such sad, and then they turned into like sad saps. But then the people who were able to let it go, it's like, well, maybe they're even more the psychopaths because they're like, all right, shed it next. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, does that make me forever morphing? Is that it's like, oh God, I don't know. But then you get stuck to some, label or identity, and it's like, okay, let it all go. Identify with nothing. But there was more than that. There was something else that was, they were showing the part of the like sad story people who like their ego crashes and then they burn and then they can never let it go, and they're just stuck focusing on the past, and they live in that depression of what was, what could have been, and they just can't drop the bone to bloom into the new. That it's like any time they get any opportunity to recreate that past, they jump at it. So it's like if they were once in power, anytime they can be in power over somebody or direct somebody or think they're better than somebody, they take it. And it's like, okay, so not only have you not let the past go because you're in power of nobody, you've learned none of those lessons. You still haven't learned any of those lessons. So it's like they'll forever swim in that depression and that looking back. Like that's what a depression is dwelling in the past. And they're just staying fixated there and focused there and refusing to see their part or take any accountability. So they can't learn any of those lessons. So they can't drop that bone and they can't progress forward. So they are stuck in the past, the old timeline, the old version, the old story, the old whatever. And they want to drag everybody they can into that old timeline so that they can rebuild it and prop up their ego again. But it's like, well, then you've learned nothing. You've learned none of your lessons. And anybody who goes back into the timeline with them also hasn't learned any lessons, right? It does feel like they can attempt to get new recruits, and that's probably your best bet, right? People who don't know that those tricks, I suppose. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.